Вроде работает. Вроде. Вроде да, вроде нет. Так, что нам? Библию надо забрать. Библию и вот эту вот сферу. Армиллеры.
Microscope? The most sophisticated microscope there is. When I think of the difficulty the Order had in getting hold of one of these... A chest with a motif representing an alchemical symbol of fire.
Мне кажется, только 2 воздуха осталось. Что там говорили?
All right, come on. Let's get out of here. 6466, if I remember correctly.
Он уже сам все делает. Ну, так неинтересно. Это потому, что если мы игрок себя обратно, ну, случайно запрет, чтобы не было казусов. Поэтому он уже автоматически сам это делает. Кстати, это до сих пор еще 3-й эпизод. Из-за того, что стримы постоянно срываются, я 3-й эпизод все никогда пройти не могу.
Ah, Louis. Glad you're here.
Blasted. It's gonna... Talk about my mother.
Come and see what I've found. There are pieces of paper in the ashes of the chimney. Someone's been burning something here.
Incredible. He doesn't seem to want to speak to me about what happened between my mother and the Hillsborough sisters. Show me a little.
Look, it's possible to distinguish 2 different writing styles.
The rest of the correspondence between my mother and Emma.
Someone tried to burn an exchange of messages. I'm certain there must be more.
Shit. What on earth is he doing? Ah, I see. I know what it's about.
Do you know who was doing their communicating in this room?
Yes, but of course we must keep it to ourselves, because it is still a sensitive matter. Volner and Elizabeth had an affair. Volner hinted that he found a way to remain discreet about it. I admit it is ingenious.
Well, I would never have guessed.
Delighted to have helped, but I still have to find my mother.
Of course. We shall see each other later in that case.
Wasted enough time. The Bible.
Это Dante's Inferno. Хорошая же, да, игра Dante's Inferno? Хорошая.
The Bible's still there.
Hey, look, there.
No, I don't see anything.
Come, Louis, look. Someone's clearly drawn a 4 in the dust. I have a clue.
He's going to be disappointed when he sees the Bible has disappeared.
Я чуть не понимаю. Если он манипулирует этими чувачками,
Sorry, sir, but Mr. Peru is not seeing visitors at the moment. He's resting and is to see no one. Good luck.
так понимаю, этого убили. Мистера Перу. В одну локацию перемещаешься загрузки, в другую перемещаешься загрузки. В чем дело с этими загрузками?
Two coils circle the lock. Это Вашингтон. Это Элизабет. Вот это должно быть Вольнировская. Monsieur Johann van Wulner.
Йохан. Йохан. Йос. Сокращенно. Но если быть правильнее, то Ёж. Даже не Ёс, а Ёж. Ой, блин, чешется спина моя. Страшно. Так, давай смотреть. Ну блин, я пришел в надежде на то, что Найду сферу. А, вот.
Armillary sphere. Perfect. That will save me some time. I only hope that he isn't going to realize it right away.
Давай уйдем через балконы. Привет, Ром. Надеюсь, что сегодня будет получше. Кто хочет уже допройти эту игру. Что там? А. Ну да. Да, пойдет. Муторный день сегодня какой-то был, капец просто. Очень муторный. Дел сегодня было слишком много, и они все такие разные дела эти. Что ж, мозг закипел к концу дня. Настолько все было разное. А когда мы будем бить Наполеона? Мне интересно. Бить рожу Наполеона. Кажется, в следующем эпизоде. Мне очень нравятся тут звуки шагов, как сделаны. Они такие прям сочные звуки. Тут если он бежит по ковру или идет, прям такие глухие звуки. Вот если поэтому по металлу, тут тоже такие вот прям... Тут звуки очень шикарные. И не только звуки. Кто вот вообще занимался аудио частью. Аудиочастью в этой игре, конечно. 10 из 10. Единственное, что в этой игре я не могу простить, это загрузочные экраны. Ну, игра 2018 года. Даже для 2018 года что-то слишком много загрузочных экранов. Но, видимо, бесшовный мир нельзя было сделать. Хотя, если мне не изменяет память, это ж, по-моему, Unreal движок же, да? Все, пошли открывать масонское чистилище.
So, good. You've managed to gather all the keys.
Yes, that's right. I have everything. What should I start with?
Place the Clement III cross on the console. Then you have to put the nails on the disc of the door.
What hole should I put the nails in?
Well, I can't really advise you there, because I haven't exactly made the best choices myself. All I can say is that you have to insert 1 to choose a town, 1 to choose a chapter, and 1 to choose a verse. Those are Roman numerals on the disc.
О, ёб твою мать. 1. Короче, получается 3, что ли, мне нужно, да? 1 город, 1 голова и 2 раздел. Главное, Кутузов, не перепутай.
What theme did you start with?
As the fresco shows the birth of Christ, I placed 1 nail in Bethlehem, 1 in chapter 2, and 1 in verse 6. The iris opened a little. I thought it was normal. Behind the aperture of the iris, there is a duct in which I put my hand. I felt something like a valve at the bottom. I thought by turning it the door would open, or the iris would open completely, or something else would happen. Instead, I felt something like an axe cut off my hand. I really thought it was the end of me.
Кошмар.
What did you do then?
Well, although I had made some unfortunate choices, I was lucky in that Mortimer was well stocked with drugs. I raided his supplies of medicine.
Кошмар. Фу. Фу.
All right, my turn now.
Go ahead, impress me. I'll shut up and let you concentrate.
О, мой бог, какой кошмар. Вся проблема. Вроде у меня где-то записано. Сейчас посмотрю свои записульки. Так. Записано. Перевод книги Аль-Азиф. Аль-Азиф переводится «Книга тайн». Я это записала в блокноте. Видимо, это очень была важная информация. Да, я записала, кстати. Ну, как обычно, я записала так, что без 100 грамм не разберешь. Что тут у нас? Полнолуние — это крест. Что бы это бы ни значило. Кровавая луна. Место — это символ с датой. Чё? Дату с луной. Стрелочка назад, стрелочка вперед. Новолуние — плохой знак. Офигеть, блядь. Я обожаю. Вот я тащусь всегда с того, как я записываю разгадки. Как будто я спустя... Сколько с 18-го года прошло лет? 5 лет? Как будто я, вспомню. Что все это означает? Давай попробуем разобраться. On the back of the message is written. Correspondence of dates. 17 октября. Это 30 Рамадан. Минус 554 равняется 30 Тишрей.
The cycle of the moons has nothing to do with what I'm doing right now. This exegesis contains comments from Judas on the different Gospels. It only contains certain chapters and verses, and the chapters are indicated by Roman numerals. The lexicon refers to different chapters and verses from the exegesis of Judas.
Какой кошмар, как все сложно. Что там? Назарет, Вифлеем, Бефезда, Голгофа, Иерусалим. А мне еще и на русском все написано. Иордан. Абуш. Да, 6 марта 33. Что я тут написала? Я не могу понять. Полнолуние это крест. Ну, вообще просто...
Cross is stuck in the mechanism. I can't do anything.
Просто замечательно, я, конечно, все это подписала.
The fresco clearly shows the birth of Christ.
Louis, I can assure you that that is not the solution to this enigma. This fresco's only purpose is to mislead. I know that now. Please, focus on another theme about Christ.
We'll have to trust her.
Ладно, ладно, я просто посмотрела, господи.
You could see that the paint has come off in parts. Difficult to see what was there, but I can distinguish the letters N-R-I. Nothing more.
Что такое NRI?
Why, of course. I-N-R-I. Jesus Nazarenus Rex Yedorum. These initials stand for Jesus the Nazarene, King of the Jews. This is the inscription which appears on the cross at the crucifixion of Jesus.
Я не запомнила. Чё он там про Назарет сказал? Чё-то про Назарет там ляпнул.
Why, of course. They're part of the initials I-N-R-I that you can find on the cross of Jesus at his crucifixion. Yes, it's definitely a representation of the birth of Christ, but some of the details have flaked away. I can't see any other clues. One thing is for sure, this enigma deals with the life of Jesus, like my mother said. Mortimer deliberately set a trap by showing the birth of Christ, then maybe the solution is the contrary. The death of Christ in that case?
Кстати, хорошая идея. А где он? В Назарете же умер же, да? Родился он в Вифлееме, а умер же он, по-моему, в Назарете.
It looks like there are 3 types of inscriptions. Clearly, we have names of towns, Arabian numerals, and Roman numerals. These towns have one thing in common. They're all related to the life and death of Jesus. For example, Jordan is the place of the baptism of Christ. There are 3 styles of writing, and I've got 3 nails. There must be a link. I must surely put in 1 nail per category.
город. Город, получается, 100 пудов. Назарет. Или нет? В смысле Назарет? Как это Назарет? Голгофа? Голгофа это у нас... М. 17-22. Блин, так плохо видно. Где восьмерка? 11-9. 6. Надо выбрать город и 2 даты. Это обязательно. Не, подожди. Назарет.
Chapter 24, verse 3. Jesus rose from the dead on the 14th of Nisan, 3793, in Nazareth. He appeared with a halo above his head. Chapter 24, verse 3. But when they entered, they did not find the body of the Lord Jesus. While they were wondering about, stood beside them. In their fright, the women bowed down with their faces to the ground. But the men said to them, "Why do you look for the living among the dead? He is not here. He has risen. Remember how he told you while he was still with you in Galilee."
Воскрешение, чудеса, рождение Тринити, Supper, Baptism, Crucifixion. Crucifixion.
Chapter 19, verse 17. Jesus was crucified on the 8th of Nisan, 3793, in a place near Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head.
Угу. 37-93. Подожди.
Chapter 19,
19-17.
verse 17.
Записать это надо.
Jesus was crucified on the 8th of
19-17.
Nisan, 3793, in a place near Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head.
Еще раз.
Chapter 19,
Угу.
verse 17. Jesus was crucified on the 8th of Nisan, 3793, in a place near Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head. Chapter 19, verse 17. And he, bearing his cross, went forth into a place called the
17.
place of a skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha, where they crucified him, and 2
Голгофа.
others with him, on either side, and Jesus in the midst.
Как они в одном Иерусалим, в другой в Голгофа.
The cycle of the moons has nothing to do with what I'm doing right now.
Ой, простите. Фух. Не Назарет-то, да? Было бы ЕГЭ по решению загадок в консул. Ну вот попробуй это, блядь, решить. С Библией. 19. Где тут 19? Это I, 1. 17 есть. Есть 17, есть 19. Только город я не знаю, какой выбрать. Значит, Голгофа. Ебать, я гений. Дам, я хорош.
It works.
Well done, Louis. I hadn't seen those other wheels. Try connecting the theme to see if it goes all the way.
Я обрадовалась. Это только первая часть загадки. Это только первая часть загадки. Спокойно, спокойно. Только первая часть загадки. Ой, еб твою налила.
There must surely be a connection between the wheels.
Фу-ху. Тут еще хуже. Тут еще, блядь, хуже. Мне нравится, у меня тут написано возможное решение загадки. Рыба, медь, коте, среднее МУ. Что все это значит, вообще непонятно.
Look at this. There are notches between each of the wheels. So, I have to link the name of the town from the theme I've chosen to an icon, then to a date, and finally, the date to the moon.
26 марта 33 год?
Different icons on this wheel, but it looks like some of them can't be connected to the other wheels.
Но это там что-то...
Mother, what do you think?
As I told you, I didn't get that far. Nevertheless, these icons do represent moments in the
Ну, я
life of
вижу, да.
Christ.
Это воскрешение, я так думаю. Ну, если наверху этот Хэллоу, как его, нимб. Это, видимо, вот это пеленки, это, видимо, рождение. А вода что такое? А это венец, видимо, распятие. А голубь с этой светкой что означает? А это что такое? Вообще, что за какой-то?
I think I can make out each one of the icons apart from the one covered in blood. Going clockwise from the one I just mentioned, we have the halo that represents the resurrection. The waves represent the baptism of Jesus.
Баптизм.
It's more
Крещение.
difficult to identify the next one. Maybe a crib, and in that case it's surely linked to the birth
Да.
of Christ. The red herring that my mother followed. Then, the symbol represents the crown of thorns that Jesus
Распятие.
wore during his crucifixion.
Да, как я и говорила.
The dove also represents the baptism. Certainly another red herring. Then comes the symbol of the Trinity. And finally, the candle that must stand for the Last Supper.
То есть у нас два символа баптизма, то есть, по сути, один из них какая-то утка.
This wheel represents the different moons. In the occult sciences, we represent the full moon by an X. As for the dark moon, called the new moon, in cults, it's often associated with something harmful.
Серьезно, они хотят вот это, чтобы люди все запоминали? Я понял, ёкарный бабай.
This wheel contains several symbols made up of 1 or 2 figures and 1 letter. The highest figure does not exceed 31, and each letter corresponds to a month of the year. A for April, and M for March. I think these symbols must represent a specific date.
«26 марта, а 33-й год». Не, надеялась я уже этот... Господи, как все запутанно и сложно.
Chapter 14, verse 22. On the 7th of Nisan, 3793, Jesus shared his Last Supper in the Cenacle in Jerusalem. Chapter 14, verse 22. And as they did eat, Jesus took bread and blessed and broke it, and gave to them and said, "Take, eat. This is my body." And he took the cup, and when he'd given thanks, he gave it to them, and they all drank of it. Chapter 1, verse 9. Jesus was baptized by John in Jordan on the 9th of Hesvan, 3852. Chapter 5, verse 2. Jesus cures the sick and lame on the 8th of Adar, 3791, in Jerusalem, at the pool of Bethesda. All stand and fling away their canes. Chapter 5, verse 2. Now, there is at Jerusalem, by the sheep market, a pool, which is called, in the Hebrew tongue, Bethesda, having 5 porches. In these lay a great multitude of impotent folk, of the blind, halting, and withered, waiting for the moving of the water. Jesus saith unto him, "Rise, take up thy bed, and walk." And immediately the man was made whole, and took up his bed, and walked. And on the same day was the Sabbath. Chapter 19, verse 17. Jesus was crucified on the 8th of Nisan, 3793, in a place near Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head.
Jerusalem.
Chapter 19, verse 17. And he, bearing his cross, went forth into a place called the place of a skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha, where they crucified him, and 2 others with him, on either side, and Jesus in the midst.
Понятно, понятно.
During new moon, the moon is entirely in the shadow. Then, the shadow moves from west to east, meaning left to right, and goes through the following states: waxing crescents, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, last quarter, waning crescent, and the cycle starts over with the full shadowed new moon.
Молодая луна, да?
The moon's shadow moves from west to east.
Вот это, да? Seventh Шаббат 607.
7th of Shaban, 607, first quarter.
А first quarter это у нас что?
The moon's shadow moves from west
First
to
quarter
east.
это у нас... Ну, понятно.
During new moon, the moon is entirely in the shadow. Then, the shadow moves from west to east,
Весь
meaning
теряешь?
left to right, and goes through the following states:
Кушать надо.
waxing crescents, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, last quarter, waning crescent, and the cycle starts over with a full shadowed new moon.
Что такое waxing crescent? Вообще не понимаю. Слишком сложный английский язык.
I can feel the lever at the bottom.
Good luck.
Не-не-не-не-не-не-не-не-не-не. Подожди, подожди, подожди. Точно не с рождением. Это две утки, то что я еще в счет не беру. Ну вот, да. Получается, воскрешение, Голгофа. Это полная луна, получается, да? Или вот это полная луна? Бля. Блять, а если неправильно? Что будет? Я даже не знаю, что будет. Ужас, я так нервничаю, как будто это моя рука. Не, стопы.
Chapter 1,
Ой, блядь,
verse 9.
нечаянно.
Jesus was baptized by John in Jordan on the 9th of Hesvan, 3852.
Да там все равно никаких сейвов нету в этом F1.
Chapter 1,
То я...
verse 9. Jesus was baptized by John in Jordan on the 9th of Hesvan,
Нет, крещение мы
3852.
убираем. Крещение это все неправильно.
Chapter 19, verse 17. Jesus was crucified on the 8th
Да,
of Nisan,
8-го,
3793,
793,
in a
около
place near
Иерусалима.
Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head.
3783.
Chapter 19, verse 17. And he, bearing his cross, went forth into a place called the place of a skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha, where they crucified him, and two others with him, on either side, and Jesus in the midst.
Ой, ладно,
Chapter
фиксим.
19,
Фиксим.
verse 17.
Отрубит
And he,
руку и
bearing his
ладно.
cross, went forth into a
Отрубит так и
place
отрубит.
called the place
Чё
of a
бубнить?
skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha, where they crucified him, and two others with him, on either side, and Jesus in the midst.
Ведь так же? Ну отрубит таки отрубит, фиксим. Давай свою руку уже свою. Хер с ним.
I can feel the lever at the bottom.
Good luck.
О боже, я не буду смотреть, я закрою глаза, я закрою глаза, я закрою. Это было неправильный ответ. Ну, хотя бы я увижу другую концовку. Все, у меня книжки закончились.
I sense that Mr. Peru is about to surprise us too.
I believed in him. I followed him to the best of my ability. I championed his ideas, defended his decisions, and then, without even realizing it, I became lost.
Now that I've told you everything, you want to take my place, do you? No. I am Emily.
Мама без руки
You are wasting
осталась,
your
вы
time.
без руки
Louis knows
остались.
very well how to tell us apart.
Someone had the band coming from the Duchess's room, and she isn't answering.
Louis, you really must learn to conceal your weaknesses better.
Так
If
что
you
мы
don't want
это...
your foes to use them against you.
Our desire is to steer the destiny of our respective countries
Мы равны
for the
теперь с
good of
мамой.
all, and to no longer suffer the random hazards of history.
Две
It is
коллеги.
the natural order of things, Monsieur de Richet. There have
Греховое
always been men who
средневековье.
govern other men.
Да.
That is simply the way it is.
History forgets them with a disconcerting facility. No
Такое
one
же
speaks
суровое,
about them, and yet they whisper in the ears
как
of
само
kings and
средневековье.
presidents.
Ну, это правда уже не средневековье. Ну да ладно.
Filthy swine! I'm going to open this damn door and skin you alive! You're not going to get the better of us!
Mother?
Louis, you've come around. How do you feel?
Как человек без руки.
It hurts. Mother? I can't feel my arm.
Потому что у тебя ее нету.
I had to cauterize it with what I could find.
Where's my arm?
We'll get through this, Louis. Don't worry. I think I found a solution. You'll see.
We gotta leave. No, don't put your arm in there.
Louis, we can't leave without it. It's our last chance. I
Сейчас
need to
хоп,
see this
и второй
through to
руки
the end.
нету.
I must do it. We've done it, Louis. Look.
Stubborn as a mule.
Come on, up you get. I'll help you. Easy does it. You've lost a lot of blood.
And now what?
Let's take what we came for.
Да ладно, будь сильнее. Мама, он выжила же.
Wait. I've gotta know what I did wrong.
That is one fearsome mechanism. In fact, if I hadn't watched you beforehand, I would never have found the right combination.
Tell me, where did I go wrong? The 3 nails? Yes, it's true. They let you open the iris.
Yes, but you still need to find the right theme, don't you? The fresco was a trap. Apart from the fresco, everything pointed to the crucifixion.
Ну да.
The things that make it possible to activate the mechanism are associated with the crucifixion.
Ну, мы
The
это сделали.
cross to activate the mechanism, and the nails to choose a date.
Ну, мы это сделали.
What did you do once you uncovered the iris?
I matched the icon of the crown of thorns with the town of Golgotha, where the crucifixion took place.
Ну, мы то же самое сделали.
Damn. I was sure I'd figured out how the lock worked.
Of course, Louis. But you still had to choose the right theme from the start. It was the crucifixion. I matched its symbol, the crown of thorns, to the place where Christ was nailed to the cross, Golgotha. Then I had to link the crown of thorns to the date of the crucifixion, according to the exegesis. But I failed to understand the first time. With that theme in mind, I chose 26M, which represents the 26th of March.
Да.
To conclude, I had to use the armillary sphere to find the moon corresponding to the day of the crucifixion, which turned out to be in the first quarter. All that was left to do was to link all those elements on the same axis.
Ну и? И я то же самое сделала, и у меня не получилось. Что? Ну ладно, ни хера ничего не объяснили. Я то же самое думала, то же самое даже говорила. То же самое сделала. Ах, да. О, 23 января. Нифига себе, моя днюха. 1793 года. Какой я старый человек. Сжигая мосты называется.
I don't know, but we better not hang around. Be careful, Mother. As if me saying that will make any difference. Knowing Mortimer, I wouldn't be surprised if he rigged his crypt with traps.
So you think the door is not enough?
Do you want to wager your other hand?
You've got a point there. We have to find that weapon.
О,
What do
мой
you
бог.
know about the Holy Lance, Louis?
The what?
The Lance of Longinus the Centurion.
Yes. The centurion that pierced the side of Christ with his lance.
Чисто Илюха
That
и
weapon
Инди пошли на
naturally
квест
became a
вживую,
holy
в итоге
relic.
остались без рук.
Exactly.
Seriously? You don't really believe that fable, do you?
Every fable is founded on true events. I'm not saying that
Ну хоть
everything adds up.
левая
But
рука.
imagine if it
То есть наша
really
правая
did
рука на
exist.
месте.
Very well. Now what?
Well, now you know
Самая
what you need to
главная рука
find.
и важная рука.
I have to get to the wharf to prepare our departure. Let's get off this cursed island as quickly as we can. We shall come back when we are ready and armed.
But hang on.
Louis, let's first get to safety. We shall come back when we have the upper hand. Fear not. You take care of getting the lance. It's imperative. I'll take care of preparing our departure.
Hang on. At least tell me everything you know about this lance.
But I have never seen it. There's nothing else I can say, Louis. Well, you can always go snooping around Mortimer's study. I remember seeing paintings of Longinus there.
Hang on a second.
What's the matter?
Why did you shoot Emily's sister?
Do you really think now is the right time for this?
Да.
I want to know, Mother. Why did you betray her?
Listen, Louis. I don't think you've really understood my interest in the Al-Azif. It's not just simple curiosity about some old relic.
You tried to kill her.
And I had no choice, for crying out loud. It must not fall into the hands of the demons, or we are all doomed. Don't you see? Listen, I don't know exactly what it contains, but I prefer to be one step ahead. If they want it, there must be a reason. And even if I don't know what it is, I want to stop them for safety's sake, no matter what.
Nothing will stop you if I understand correctly. Not
Enough, Louis. If you could see the extent of their power as I do, then you would understand what I'm saying.
All right.
Не, ну,
We'll
правда?
do it your way.
One more thing. If they find you in possession of the lance, they won't let you get away with it. Choose only one and hide it under your jacket so you don't get caught with it. Then run and meet me on the wharf.
And if I get caught?
If they catch you in possession of the lance, we're all doomed. Do you understand?
Perfectly.
Good. And go talk to Piaggi. He's the one who probably knows the most about this.
Ну йокола мене. Капец мальчик, конечно, подсоканный. Харя все разбито. Без кисти остались. Что такое?
I can see that this lance has a so-called leaf shape. It is made entirely of iron. I can see that the tip is engraved with the symbol of the sun.
Нет, лиф. Ну, тут их прям много, этих копий. А, боже мой, одна загадка круче другой загадки. Обалдеть.
This sarcophagus is engraved with the name of Clemens III. Good God! The one whose cross allowed me to enter. This sarcophagus is beautifully made, but ancient. Stone is marked by the passage of time, but it's really well preserved. Clemens III. Clément III in French. How come his tomb ended up here and not in the Vatican?
Обычный день бомжа в Перми в поисках открытия.
That was the Pope from the Middle Ages who inspired the Third Crusade. He gave the Roman people the power to elect their magistrates.
Ладно. Пока что все ни о чем не говорит. Мы просто дохеруща потратили всяких... ну ладно. Походим потом еще. Тут еще это бесполезно. Пошли спрашивать, как выглядит это копье, потому что мы тут будем просто бесполезно ходить и все смотреть. Нифига себе, крипто здоровая. Что-то из Dark Souls. Серьезно. Что-то напоминает. Какой-нибудь локация помойка. Ладно, не помойка, а как там? Blight Town. Blight Town. Потрясающий Blight Town с 15 FPS-ами. А как мы сейчас с такой покосанной рукой пойдем? Никто не будет спрашивать, типа, а Луи, что с твоей рукой? Как-то хороший урок тому, да, дети, не мастурбируйте. Кто будет много мастурбировать, потеряет кисть. Как Луи. Луи Дрише. Вон еще.
Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost.
Я же говорю. Сейчас походим, пособираем. А, стоп. А мы отсюда можем зайти? Ага, конечно, можем. Ну ладно, опять же говорю, это левая рука, левую руку не жалко. На самом-то деле. А что левой рукой делаешь? Ничего не делаешь. Если, конечно, ты не левша. Если ты, конечно, левша, то печально. Но он не левша. Поэтому он засунул туда именно левую руку. И также, предварительно подумав о том, что если вдруг оттяпает, то хотя бы левую оттяпает, а не правую. Но вообще, если у тебя физуха прокачанная, например, если ты играешь за детектива или за оккультиста, вот, желательно за детектива. У детектива она по умолчанию прокачанная физуха, то там можно руку вовремя вытянуть. Но так как мы дипломат, то вот так оно все печально. Не будьте дипломатами, детишки. Будьте детективами. И развивайте физуху. Чтобы в такие вот моменты реакция была быстрее.
Chest with a motif representing the alchemical symbol of water.
Water у нас нету. Water. Water. У нас только Так, немного собираем потихоньку. Мэп, что там? Да, сюда. Так, координалы, значит, надо найти. Где у нас кардинал? Кардинал, интересно, это почему кардинал? Это типа такая отсылочка на то, что они в красном ходят? Или нет? Ну блин, мне не нравится, как игра подтормаживает. Ну, Вашингтон стоит.
Good evening, Mr. President.
Good evening.
Он даже не обращает внимания, что у нас руки нету.
I'm back on the trail of my mother again. I don't have time to explain, but would you know anything about the Holy Lance?
That's good news. But be careful, Louis. You might end up getting noticed.
Do you know anything or not?
No, I regret I don't. But why not ask von Wallner? Theology is his field, after all.
That's an idea. In that case, I'll try and find him.
You are keeping up the good work, I see. But I'm telling you, keep your guard up. Everyone is rather on edge right now.
You're right. Thanks for everything, Mr. President.
See you later.
Ему пофигу, он даже про руку ничего не спросил. А знаете, почему он про руку ничего не спросил? Потому что он заколдованный. Мортимером. То есть... Демоны! Тихо, 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 тихо. Не надо так про демонов кричать громко. Блин, он думала здесь, он постоянно ошивается в столовке. А, да. Я была права. Я была права. Что у меня там в инвентаре-то? 2 ключа, а не все воздух. Заебись. Какой-то он странный. Он что, хочет выпроситься? Ну, вообще-то лететь долго. А хотя нет, недолго. То есть прямиком сразу же.
Your Eminence, would you have a moment to spare?
Not now, Louis. Please, leave me alone.
I beg your pardon?
I want to be alone.
Very well. I'm only searching for information about the Lance of Longinus, the soldier. If you could...
not listening to me. You are playing with fire.
I heard you speak to Mr. von Wollner about it, and I was wondering if you could tell me something about it.
That was a private conversation. How could I have known that he was listening to us?
I see what you mean. Are you all right? Your Eminence, are you with me? Can you turn around, please?
What do you want to know about the Holy Lance, Louis?
Your Eminence, turn around.
This is the weapon used by a Roman centurion on the very day Christ was nailed to the cross.
Look at me.
Longinus thrust his lance in the right side of Jesus.
Please.
As you wish.
И...
His nose is bleeding.
So you are looking for the Holy Lance of Longinus.
Ладно. Ладно, нос блидинг у него. Он посидел. Как в этом. Как его? Скажите мне, я скажу. Экзорцист. Когда там Святой Отец посидел же. И в этом. В том райдере. В 5-й части. Когда там тоже с демонами. Имеешь же дело? Там тоже Святой Отец посидел.
Your Eminence, you're worrying me. What is happening to you?
Nothing, Louis. Just a moment of weakness, but I'm better now. I am all ears. You are looking for the lands. You should know, you are not the only one. Lord Mortimer has spent a good part of his life and his fortune trying to find it. Never will he let you have it. But tell me, before going any further, have you spoken to anyone else about this?
No, Your Eminence. I thought you'd be the only one able to help me with it.
Your words lack conviction, Louis. If I'm asking you all these things, it's for your own good. You have no reason to lie to me. Imagine you find it, which I don't doubt, given how resolute you are when you've got something on your mind. Then what? What are you going to use the lands for, exactly?
Your Eminence, I regret. I am unable to answer. Please understand that it pains me, but if I answered you, I would risk putting you in danger.
Stop running around in circles and just tell me what you would use the lands for. Louis,
Нет. Не говори ему.
you should abandon your project. I say this for your own good. You will only get burned if you embark on this enterprise. Leave the lands where it is. Too many people have suffered because of it.
Please excuse me, Your Eminence. I'm in a terrible hurry.
Of course you are. And you won't listen to my advice.
Don't worry about me, Your Eminence. Everything is fine.
That is not the impression you give. Minus one of your limbs.
Wait, is he reacting to my arm at last?
Good luck.
Они все тут. In a demon possession, как говорится. В форме листа. Тут столько много книг. И все как хероборины. По типу математики. Нахер это нужно? А вот по демонологии ничего нету. Короче говоря, тут лишний раз лучше ни с кем не пересекаться.
Christ Crucified by Velasquez.
Jesus Christ!
Someone's left a note there. Reserved for the Duke of Alquidia.
Мне очень мало, мне нужно больше этих штук. Сейчас в комнаты пойдем, в комнатах можно будет пошарахаться, что-нибудь пораздобыть. Но мне кажется, кардинал как раз-то и не был, как это сказать, одержим. Не знаю, мне так показалось. Конечно, могу ошибаться. Мне показалось, что он руку заметил. Если он заметил мою руку, да? Ну, по логике. Значит, он... Вот Вашингтон, он как-то заколдованный, очарованный. Или как говорится, я не знаю. Кстати, вон там и вольнир, комната. Как тут все плохо, все дергается. Блин, я не помню, в чьей комнате. Ладно. Да блин. Я опять не туда зашла. Кстати, вольнир тоже может быть не под этим. Не зачарованным. Он же вроде БЖ тут. Как он? Эзотерик или как их там называют этих людей? По идее... По идее, у него должна быть какая-то защита.
Chemistry said. That's not surprising coming from von Wollner.
Что-то химичит. Все это не просто так.
So, let's see what Wollner has in his bookcase. A few works on religions, 2 scientific essays about human thought. Most of these works are on alchemy. Longini militis fabulum.
Oh.
What have we here?
It
Longini.
looks like a kind of biography on Longinus the Centurion. Truly, Wollner has done everything he can to get information about that lance.
I'd better keep this one though.
Ой-ой-ой.
Did he say?
Damn, that's all I need. Maybe he knows something about the lance.
What happened? You've lost.
Во.
Oh, how horrible! Your hand.
It's an accident. To tell you the truth,
An accident? Are you joking? You have lost your hand, Louis. We've got to do something.
It's been done. I've been given treatment, rest assured. I admit that I didn't truly realize the consequences of my recklessness. So, just stay calm.
Yes, of course. But, Louis, it's your hand.
I know, please, there's nothing I can do about it. I know, I made a mistake, but it's too late now. It was an accident. I only wanted to inspect the place to find my mother and, well, I fell into a trap. The result is appalling, I grant you that, but at least I can guarantee that we're all perfectly safe here on this island.
And you joke about it? Am I dreaming?
No, sir, but let's be realistic. So many world leaders brought together in one place, and there are no safeguards? The error indeed stems from my recklessness. I went looking here and there in search of my mother, and I had an accident. It's my own fault.
Fine. We will drop this incident. Why are you here? What are you doing in my room?
Well, sir, I see you have some captivating books, and you seem to be rather interested in the famous Longinus.
It's... what's it to do with you?
I overheard you speaking with Piaggi. What are you two up to, exactly?
No, Oh, fine. Yes. We are looking for the Holy Lance. That imbecile has given Mortimer all the ones kept in the private collection of the Holy See. But it's not what you think. Hang on a minute. You're the one looking for the lance.
No,
Don't take me for a fool. You are looking for the Holy Lances.
What's the matter? You seem completely panicked at the idea I might be interested in this relic.
No, that's not true.
What are you so afraid of?
I'm not afraid.
You know Mortimer's got it, so you're not worried that I'd give it back to him.
What are you?
Why are you so terrified of me being able to find it?
You have no idea what it is you're looking for. What are you playing at, Richet? Mortimer's the one who has that cursed lance.
How long have you been looking for it?
I see. You want it, and so you plan to steal it from Mortimer.
For a long time. Isn't that right?
Why, you little swine! You're planning to give it to Sir Gregory. You're looking to double-cross me and Piaggi too.
What on earth is he talking about? Mr. Von Wollner, would you be so kind as to calm yourself down, please? All I'm trying to do is make amends for His Eminence's errors. Sir Gregory should surround himself with better people, if you want my opinion, but Piaggi is a friend of my mother's.
What? You want to help Piaggi?
I just told you that's what my mother would do if she was here. I heard you in the corridor, and he seemed to be in serious trouble because of the lances. I'm only trying to help him.
All right, Louis. I thought you were trying to manipulate me. But please, excuse me. I got a little bit carried away. But you can't get ahead by staying in the shadows on a case like this. There are already several of us searching for the Lance of Longinus. And it would be smarter to pool our information.
Unfortunately, I've barely made any progress. I'm still trying to find out what the original lance really looked like.
Let me reassure you, we've all been there, given the number of copies there are in existence. It also took us quite some time to discover its true shape. Many believe the central part of the its center is made of an alloy of copper and iron.
That does make sense. In those times, a centurion wouldn't have any chance of possessing a lance made of gold.
That is the perversion of Christian idolatry. A copper lance could not have been noble enough to pierce the side of Christ.
Anyway, thank you, sir.
You're welcome, Louis. Keep me posted as to your research. We're bound to end up recovering it.
I'm counting on it. See you later. I managed to get the biography of Longinus' Centurion. Let's see what it can teach me. An interesting passage here tells me that the lance is engraved with the symbol of the first Christians, the fish.
Все еще больше запуталась.
Saint Longinus. Let's take a closer look at his lance.
Чё?
It is shaped like a leaf, like the real lance, maybe. How can I be sure? I think this statue does represent Longinus, armed with the lance that wounded Jesus, the Holy Lance.
Давай,
How can I find out if this is an exact representation? There's no way of being certain of it. Hey, looks like there's a symbol engraved on the tip. Yes, a fish. The Christian fish, no doubt. It can't be a coincidence. It must have been done on purpose. Huh. Good thing I took a closer look.
Я надеюсь тоже, я надеюсь, Ром, давай. Спасибо.
Longinus is holding the Holy Lance in his left hand, and I'll bet he's holding the sponge soaked in holy blood in the other hand. Yes! Here we can see that the Holy Lance is represented in the shape of a spear. I'd better make sure I check this twice. It's a work that dates from the Renaissance. There's nothing to say that it's not based on erroneous elements. This work is an order from Lord Mortimer. All the details have been conceived with a specific goal in mind. Upon closer examination, you can see that even the style clashes with that of most of the other works in the manor. No, if Mortimer has taken special care as the conception and the exhibition of this painting in his study in the same way as for the Nightmare painting, it must be of some significance. And that is indeed the true shape of the Holy Lance, a spear shape. But I believe what I read in the letter from Milan addressed to Mortimer. There's every reason to believe that this painting has been modified according to his guidelines to represent the true shape of the Holy Lance, a spear shape. There's only one way of being sure. I'll have to find other clues that will confirm this information.
Да блин, выйди ты. Священные текста.
Pardon me, monsieur, but I have work to do.
Dear Monsieur... All right. I've retrieved everything.
Я же говорю, они его убили.
Dear friend, please.
Они его убили. Да, ужасно. Вот к Бонапарту теперь не зайти. Ну так вот. Тоже не зайти.
Amber crystals. Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Lovely lectures Mortimer's giving to his guests. Very jolly. Honey, I couldn't have hoped for better.
Так. Ой.
Cardinal's not in his room. I bet he went back to stuffing himself. My dear Giuseppe. John the Baptist, Youth with a Ram, a Caravaggio. A very sensual vision and very far from the usual representations of St. John. A Chinese coin.
Такое чувство, что я не была в комнате Пьяджи.
Amber Crystal.
Нахер оно мне все это сдалось?
Permalite water will give me a little reprieve.
Это другое дело.
Great, honey.
Ладно, немного подправили свои дела. Немного. К Вашингтону нельзя. Мы здесь прибрались.
June 11th. August 24th.
Неужели это все? Да. Специалисты Artistic Depiction Secret Text. Уходим. Так, к Вашингтону больше не подходим. Мутный парень. Идем выбирать тогда копье. Просто я не знаю, где еще улики брать. Картины мы посмотрели, статуи посмотрели. Текста почитали. Что еще надо? в этой стоит. В позе, как это называется? В той позе. Это забавно, как по мне.
Petrus, the Miller brothers. Mother expressly forbade me from reading it. А тут нет ничего.
Allegory regarding the declaration of the rights of men. That's the least you could say.
Celia. That name means nothing to me.
The Last Supper by Leonardo da Vinci.
The last day before his crucifixion, Jesus announces that he will be betrayed by one of his disciples.
Пошли. Она, кажется, где-то там в конце прям лежит, насколько я помню.
The Bible must mean the lance which finally took the life of Christ. 4 Gospels each give an account of the death of Christ. Let's see what they can tell me about the lance. There's nothing about the lance in this account of the crucifixion. This apostle does not mention the lance in his description of the death of Christ. There's no mention of the lance in what Luke says about the death of Christ. Ah, there. When they came to Jesus and saw that he was dead already, they broke not his legs, but one of the soldiers with a shimmering lance pierced his side, and forthwith there came out blood and water. And he that saw it bore witness, and his record is true, and he knoweth that he saith true, that ye might believe. Shimmering lance? What is this telling me? Medieval Hermetic traditions evoke the idea of using noble materials for relics, which the monasteries often made themselves in order to attract pilgrims. Of course, they had to inspire greatness. So here, you might think of gold, whereas a centurion could not have hoped for anything better than copper at the time. The true lance would not have been a luxurious weapon.
Это понятно. Зачем мы гвоздь собрали? Помню, что-то там где-то там в конце.
Well, here we can see this lance has a leaf shape, is gold rimmed, and a fish is engraved on the tip.
Да. Это все понятно, подходит, но это золото, это все не то. Здесь или не здесь, черт не помню я. Так давно проходила, что уже и не помню. Хани! Хани, Хани.
The sarcophagus of Lord Mortimer. It's the only sarcophagus in this crypt which appears to bear the Mortimer family name. What ancestor can it be? There's no inscription. Let's see what we can find here. It's far too heavy. I'm not going to be able to do it on my own.
В смысле, куда ты ушел?
The sarcophagus of Lord Mortimer. Let's see what we can find here. Ha! Great. Now let's see what's inside.
Вандал. Вандал. Давай вот это посмотрим. Нет.
I can see this lance has a spear shape, it is copper rimmed, and it has been engraved with the symbol of the Christian fish on the tip. This lance has a leaf shape. It is copper rimmed. The symbol of the Christian fish is engraved on the tip. Now, I must be sure of my choice. I don't want to make a mistake here. Am I sure this is the one to take?
Ой, бля, даже не знаю. А у меня есть что-то в прохождении? В моем. Есть. Как обычно, написать через жопу, не могу понять, что я тут даже написал. В своем почерке не могу разобраться. Ой-ой-ой. У меня написано, что это в виде все-таки... Мне написано, что это.
I can see this lance has a spear shape, it is copper rimmed, and it has been engraved with the symbol of the Christian fish on the tip. I must be sure of my choice. I cannot get it wrong. Am I absolutely sure this is the one to take?
Да. Ладно, далеко убирать не буду, вдруг еще понадобится. Хорошо, что я все-таки записываю. Но мама, кажется, выживет же. Я этого, честно говоря, не помню. Сатанизм этот и мозги.
I'm already pressed for time as it is. Mother's waiting for me on the wharf.
Oh, bouge.
Wow, what's the matter with him? Excuse me, monsieur, I don't follow you.
I haven't come all this way just to fail so close to the goal.
Why? What are you talking about?
I am talking about what you are doing. This conference is going to boost my career. There is no question of me letting you ruin everything. I just surprised Piaget and Volner talking. You are about to rob Mortimer. Give me what you took from him, immediately.
Let's keep calm, please. I don't know what you're talking about. I'll have to cut this short, quick.
Да, Наполеон по щам получил. В прямом смысле по щам. Тихо! Боже. В какой игре можно по щам дать самому Наполеону? Только в консули. Ох уж эти французы. Тихо! Неправильно дал ему оплюху. Он ему открытой ладони. Надо тыльной стороной. Тюх, со всей дури. А хотя, может быть, и не было смысла прям бить. Просто так. А, не-не-не. Нам как раз... Нет, там сюда, кажется. Нет, нас не пускают туда. Все-таки сюда. И сюда нельзя. И чё это?
I better get over to the wharf. No point in risking another confrontation. I'd better get over to the wharf. No point in risking another confrontation.
Да я выйти отсюда не могу. Парень, ты такой, конечно, интересный. А что это было? Типа баг, что ли, произошел? Экран потемнел и все. Кстати, багов тут достаточно очень даже багов в этой игре. Ну, какой-никакой экшен. Что тут скажешь еще? Я хотел просто дорогу себе скоротить. Шорткат. Ну, видимо, нужно, чтобы именно так мы пошли. Окей. Пусть будет по-ихнему.
Amber crystals.
Ой, да ладно. Зачем они мне нужны? Ну, вот что-то путевое. Угу.
Ah, Louis. Perfect timing.
As luck would have it.
Come, my boy. I would like to have a word with you.
И не хочу.
Excuse me, monsieur. Lord Mortimer is asking for you. Come closer, Louis.
Не хочу. Ай, ты, блядь.
Come, we have to talk.
Да блин, никуда не пускают. Ну ладно.
Come closer, please. It's time we had a little chat. I wanted you... Oh no, your hand. Damn it, no. So that's it. She's prepared to use you.
What do you mean?
It wasn't enough for her to lose her hand. She had to make you lose yours too. I cannot permit this to continue. Louis, it's time you found out the truth. I've been observing you since you arrived. I see you running all over the grounds in the search of Sarah. I would like to prevent her from leading you even further down the wrong road. You see, Sarah and I have known each other for a very long time, Louis. I am aware of her theory. About me, about Gregory, about the demons. She's right. Look at
Oops.
me. I have inhabited this body since 1191. For the last 602 years, I have been this dear William Mortimer.
What has my mother got to do with all this?
She embarked on a crusade many years ago to kill all the demons.
That must have upset you. I imagine you retaliated.
No, I'm afraid she never forgave me.
Forgave what?
We met when she was still just a young woman. I appeared to her in a different form because I didn't want to reveal the identity of Lord Mortimer at that time. She was looking for someone interested in the occult to decipher an ancient book. We spent many years together, until I revealed my true nature to her.
The old book was Al-Azif, wasn't it?
Did she speak about it?
Not so long ago, yes.
Indeed, it was already Al-Azif. She wanted to unlock the secrets.
How would you qualify your species, scientifically?
Good question. What is your area of expertise?
I would say biology.
So, I would class demons along with parasites.
The comparison's not very flattering. You live inside a host and you feed on that host. Do you not?
A large number of parasites are essential to the survival of their bearer, you know. We do indeed choose a host. We enter inside them, and we evolve with them. But if you prefer a more philosophical approach, or a more poetical one, consider us as an idea. We are an idea that penetrates the human spirit. But in fact, in no way are we a danger for our hosts. Quite the contrary, we strengthen them.
What are the demons' projects for humanity?
Our aim has long since been to protect humanity from itself. On the other hand, although we give them the impulse to succeed, we don't all agree as to the path they take to achieve it.
But why me?
Why do I tell you about the greatest secret ever revealed to man?
That's right.
I'm coming to that. Don't worry.
Why should I trust you?
I'm not asking you to, Louis. If you are still in doubt about the demons, I can assure you that won't last long.
Lucifer, the fallen archangel, left heaven accompanied by 133,306,668 angels.
Is it true that there are that many of you?
No, I assure you, Louis. Forget your Bible class. It's ridiculous. We are not angels. We don't have wings. There is certainly nowhere near 1 million of us. And for that matter, no sacred human text represents us correctly. There are several families, and the family to which I belong has 8 siblings, including Gregory and myself.
Sir Gregory is your brother?
Yes, what can I say? You can't choose your family, but it is very difficult to know exactly how many of us there are because a large number of our kind remain hidden or never reveal themselves even to us.
And you truly have the power to manipulate the thoughts of men.
That's right. Every demon has the capacity to infiltrate the minds of men and to lead and steer their thoughts.
And what do you do with this power?
We help them, of course.
Of course you do. And you expect me to believe that, I suppose.
Louis, demon is just a word. It all depends on what exists beneath the surface. I understand that this isn't easy. The culture of men is centered on the fact that demons are responsible for all the evils on Earth.
But if it's the same in every single culture, then maybe there might be something to it. Don't you think?
Certainly there is something to it. Control. Man has spent his existence wishing to believe in the supernatural and imposing his belief on others. What could be more convenient for manipulating the masses? A perfect, inaccessible being, and a plethora of demons in every one. The perfect idea to relieve men of all responsibility, while still finding them guilty.
Can you tell me more about your capacities, your supernatural powers?
Supernatural? From my point of view, they are perfectly natural. Well, Louis, just because the monkey does not fly doesn't mean that we should consider the bird a supernatural creature. We are all part of a grand design. We are simply made like this. By developing our art, we are able to read thoughts as well as write in the minds of men. It is possible for us to make them bow to our desire, but it doesn't work without leaving some scars.
You've been Mortimer for 600 years? How long have the demons been among mankind?
I don't think I'd be lying if I said that we have always been here.
Не хочу тратить.
You're the devil incarnate.
The devil? I'm not saying that all Judeo-Christian folklore hasn't served us, but the truth is, of course, something quite different. Please, don't look at us through the primitive prism of religions. I am not hiding any horns or goat's feet, Louis. I have no tail.
Why do you bring up folklore? You mean that you've taken advantage of people's beliefs?
No, not exactly. I mean that we in fact created them from scratch. It is amazing to see how mankind has such a strong need to believe in something superior to itself. It was very instructive for what was to come.
То есть, по сути, они как бы демоны, но демоны их назвали люди из-за того, что они манипулируют людьми. Но они могут, типа, быть хорошими, ну как хорошими? Голос теряю. То есть они могут правильно манипулировать, да, то есть в нужное русло, не вредить при этом никому. А есть, которые вредят. Вот так вот. Ну, это такие, типа, как он сказал, паразиты, да? То есть они вселяются и подсасываются. То есть это не там демоны, да, которые вот мы как привыкли. То есть рай, ад, да, они там все в аду живут там и прочее. То есть, по сути, этого как бы нету, да? Насколько я поняла. Давай дальше смотреть.
Louis, it's time you opened your eyes. Come, you'll soon see.
After you. Did what happened to Elizabeth Adams have anything to do with you?
Unfortunately, the poor girl became an issue between us, in spite of herself. A family of demons is still a family, and as in all families, there are disputes. Elizabeth's family, the Adams, has always been under the patriarchal control of my father. As he and myself are not really on very good terms, sending poor Elizabeth here was terribly rude of him, really.
You did accept, though.
No, I would say rather I was presented with a fait accompli by Gregory and went along with the intention of helping her. But this is my castle, and everyone is the master of their own home.
И?
It was you who killed her.
The child was already condemned, Louis. My father would never have let her be. I had to pass inside her mind and, yes, make her take her own life. Trapped between the unyielding control of my father and your mother's terrible treatments, I wouldn't wish a life like that on anyone. Would you?
So neither my mother nor Peru were ever guilty. You just gave me the runaround with that whole investigation.
Now don't take it the wrong way.
Я чё и говорила, что сцена убийства какая-то странная была. То, как она была убита, она лежала, какие у нее повреждения. То есть это... Ну, оно было странное подозрение вызывало. Что это не совсем... То есть кто-то напал.
So, Von Borchert, he was looking for the Al-Azif for you.
Exactly. Al-Azif has always belonged to my family, Louis. And with good reason. My father wrote much of it. Can you tell me what you've done with...
What? You mean the Al-Azif?
No, I already know that. Sarah came here with it and got rid of it. I was thinking of Von Borchert. He isn't essential, but he is a trusted person.
Да убили мы его.
How can I put this?
I see.
Well, he jumped me. It was him or me.
You don't need to justify yourself, Louis. Don't worry.
If you could manipulate us mentally, what's the point of all the theatrics of the conference?
You must suspect that we asked ourselves that very same question. For many centuries, we didn't organize any conferences, and most of the time, it ended in civil war between demons. Many of us were killed during this period. The idea of organizing conferences was the answer to everything. The interest being to erect some rules among ourselves. Our family first divided up all the principal countries of the world. Now, whenever one of us wanted to propose a major change between these countries, they summon the demon in question and initiate a conference. The demon that initiates the proposition doesn't have to give notification of the subject of the conference beforehand. Consequently, we participate along with our best assets. Once the humans are brought together, the conference begins, but we are forbidden to use our talents to influence the participants. The first meeting is held in order to expose the subject to all the participants, followed by several days of reflection, during which we are allowed to be persuasive but not to impose our will. A second meeting closes the conference with a final vote.
So, for you it's a game, isn't it?
I understand your remark, but after living several centuries, you stand back and enjoy what reflection and pleasure you can. I hope I've answered all your questions, Louis.
Кто его отец?
Come,
Типа...
I have something to show you.
Ну, тот самый? Сверху?
There is one question that remains to be answered. Why me? Why tell me all of this?
Oh, haven't you guessed yet?
Мы тоже демоны.
I mean, it's obvious you want me on your side, but that doesn't explain why you're telling me all these truths.
Louis, this conference is indeed of capital importance to me. And yes, I want you on my side. But that's not the main reason that compels me to confide in you.
What is it then?
Look, we are of the gods, Louis. Always have been. You, as much as me, you are one of us, Louis. You too are a demon.
Are you serious?
You know it. Deep down inside, you know I am telling you the truth. Where do you think that natural, charismatic presence comes from? Your talent must already have manifested itself somehow. Have you ever had any visions?
No. Stop it. It's absurd.
Have you never found yourself suddenly inside someone else's body, without knowing why?
No.
Whilst asleep, maybe? That's how it often happens the first time. Your spirit wanders unconsciously.
My mother can't have lied to me about that.
It's true. Your real mother would never have lied to you.
What do you mean?
Louis, I would rather you found this out from her own lips, but it's important that you know. Sarah is not your mother.
What?
I'm sorry you had to find out this way, Louis. But you must know the truth before you commit an irreparable act.
Игра зависла. Потрясающе. Ладно. Продолжим завтра.